Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class. This is a little intro because when I was filming this class live earlier, I got kicked off the internet, and so I had to have a part 1 and a part 2. So as promised, to make it easier for you guys to watch the whole thing without having to go find another video, I've combined both part 1 and part 2 for you. So you can see both how to make these illuminated tea light easel cards and my entire series of cards that I created with them. And I hope that you love all of this collection. Thank you so much for being a part of my Stamp with Tami community and for enjoying these video classes and watching them and stamping along with me. And with that, let's get started. And welcome to my online class. Today we are going to be making illuminated tea light easel fun fold cards. See that fast 5 times. It's a really good one, and teaser, it's super easy to do. The cards are amazing. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to make these right now. And then at the end of the video, I have an entire new series of illuminated tea light cards that I made to share with you. And I'll be sharing tutorials for these on my stampwithtami.com blog coming throughout the next couple of weeks. So I hope that you guys love them as much as I do, because I just think they are so cool. I'm going to just bounce down really quickly to show you. This is what it looks like. And I wish I could turn the lights out, because when it glows in the dark, it's super cool. The light, the world lights up. Light up your world. And these are just battery operated tea lights. I do not use actual flames. The battery operated, super inexpensive, and I have links to these on both the free PDF and on my class page on my blog, which you can get to by clicking on the link in this video's description, regardless if you are on either Facebook or if you're on YouTube. You'll find the link there. And you'll be able to download these instructions, and I have links to the tea lights, the plain tea lights, you know, a big box if you want to make a whole bunch of these, some timers, and some that even have colors, which I thought was kind of cool too. I wish I had seen those before I started. I would have made some with those too. So you can download that, click on the link in the video's description, or go to stampwithtami.com and you can get it there, and also the replay of this video. And if you are watching live or if you're watching the replay, welcome. Be sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos and you get notified that they're coming. And I am giving away an Irresistible Blooms bundle. All you need to do to win is drop a comment here on this video anytime between now and the live and March 25th. It is March 10th today. I'm live on March 10th. And so you might be watching live. I see a bunch of you just popped in there. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's good to see you guys. And I know some of you will be watching the replay later, and I will be checking in to make sure that if you have any questions on the replay that I didn't get to on the video, I can help you out after. So if you have some questions, feel free to pop in and leave a comment, and I will help you out when I get the comments. All right, so this is what we're making. I see a whole bunch of you just came on, so I'm popping down to show you. Super, super easy. So let's get started. I'm going to come down to the table here. And I've got, these are just battery operated tea lights. Super, just, you know, you can really get them anywhere. I have links to them on Amazon, but I mean, seriously, I think even CVS carries them. You can legit get them anywhere. All right, so for this one, I used the Watercolor World Stamp Set. It's actually just a stamp. It's a stamp, but they still call it a set. It's beautiful. If you have been following my blog this week, you'll see that I've had an entire series of Watercolor World, just a mini series of ideas. And if you haven't seen them yet, I'll share them at the end of the video, because this, you know, when I first saw it in the catalog, I was like, oh, that is so cool. And then I was like, oh, what am I going to do with it? And then I was inspired by another demonstrator, and then it just, you know how that goes. Once you get the inspiration, once you get the mojo started, it just rolls. So I got a bunch of cool stuff. I have another short video with the Watercolor World that I posted on Wednesday as well. So I'm going to start with the stamping. I'm going to stamp this on some vellum. It's vellum that's going to make this light up. And when we assemble, I'm also going to show you a trick I learned after I made my original to hide the vellum edges in there, so it's a little bit more finished look than my original has. Okay, so first things first, we are going to get out the vellum. This is vellum cardstock, and this is available in my online store, in my Stampin' Up store. And I have hot links. If you're on YouTube, they're in the video. They're also on the class page. And you can just go to stampwithtami.com and click online shopping. But it's really important that you use the cardstock here, vellum cardstock, and not just regular vellum paper, because we're going to be embossing on it, and regular vellum paper is going to curl and sometimes burn. But the cardstock is made for this type of artwork, so we're going to use that. The other thing that I found really important when I'm working with vellum, especially here in New England, it's spring-ish outside. Oh, come back here, camera. Come back. And it's still really dry and staticky here this season. So I'm taking the Emboss Buddy. This is the embossing tools kit. I find this is hugely important for not getting stray flecks of powder where you don't want them, especially where we're doing a black, a really dark color on a light, translucent, pretty much, paper. So then I'm going to ink up with Versamark ink the whole background stamp. And I'm going to pull out some scrap paper because the stamp might be slightly bigger than the vellum that I've pre-cut here. So just so it doesn't go off the edge. Well, maybe not. I guess I don't have any handy. I guess we'll be using this. Playing the part of scrap paper today is the silicone mat. Many uses. So again, this is vellum cardstock. All the measurements are on that free PDF. You can download that, and you can stamp along. You can stamp along later. So I'm just stamping that right on the vellum. This particular stamp, it was really, it's a big background stamp. So sometimes I'll like, you know, kind of press it in just a hair like that, just to make sure that I got good coverage. It is rubber, so it's going to stamp really well. And I lost my train of thought, so I guess when it comes back to me, I'll share it. So I've got black embossing powder. I'm going to pour it right over the top. And this is, I mean, this is one of these projects where that Emboss Buddy is really important. Okay, I remembered what I spaced on a second ago. Sometimes with the really large stamps like that, I trim them down with scissors around the edges so you don't get halos, little halos around the sides. Just a little tip there. So I've got black emboss powder on the vellum. Just pour that right back into the jar. If I had any excess flakes, I would just take this little brush them off. I don't, because the Emboss Buddy did an excellent job. Way to go, Emboss Buddy, for the win. All right, now I'm going to heat emboss. I'm just going to take that heat tool. Sorry, I should have heated this right before the video so it would go a little quicker, but it really, vellum, it goes fairly quickly anyways. The paper itself just is quick, embosses really quickly. Isn't it cool? Embossing is just a wow. It's so fun, and it never gets old. It's like magic. Just embossing our world. I'm just going to flip it over to the other side so I don't burn my fingers. It's a pretty big piece there. You could use ink if you didn't have embossing, or you wanted to try something different. You could stamp in like Memento ink, but the image would be a lot lighter. It wouldn't be as stark, and I think for the tea light, for the illuminated look, I think that the embossed, especially with this particular stamp, the embossed version of it really looks good. I'm just going to touch up a little bit here. Because the embossing makes it really solid, the image really solid, and it's not quite as translucent. Okay, so we've got that embossed on our vellum. And then through the magic of video, I've just heat embossed a couple of words and cut them out with the stylish shape dies. And these words were from the Lovely You. The beautiful thing about Wonderful Watercolor World is the image works for just about any occasion. All you have to do is change the words that are on it. And so I put always, always goes on the front, and then this is going to go on the inside, miles apart, but still in my heart, always. Get it? So a little sweet, but we'll get back to those after when we're ready for some assembly. So we're going to put this aside, and now we're going to start working on the card base. Oh, that's excellent. Excellent. You made my day, Susan. She says, I just ordered the watercolor stamp based on, she saw the mini series, the other cards that I just posted on these. Oh my God, isn't it awesome? I'm really, really loving the stamp. This is the final project for now. It wasn't kind of a mini series. I only had 7. I only had 7 ideas, but I might have more coming later. All right, so for the card base, sorry, I got something on there. For the card base, there's 2 pieces, and I'm gonna share more ideas at the end of this video. But I made these in different sizes. Like this is a landscape. And when it's folded, it fits standards. It's a standard size card. So it's 5.5 by 4.25. It will fit in a standard medium-sized envelope that Stampin' Up sells. And you could use that, but if you wanted to gift the tea light with the card, I would say use a bubble wrap envelope to do that. I know that's a common question. People ask about envelopes. So I've got 2 card bases to make this. And as I said, I have more to share at the end of the video that I did different sizes. I did portrait, I did square, so lots to share. All right, so we're gonna do the scoring. Just gonna bring in the paper trimmer here. I've pre-cut these. If you're popping in late, I have free PDF for you that has the measurements right here for you, so you don't have to be writing them down, but I am using my little cheat sheet. So this is a standard size. The first one is a standard size card base, and that's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're scoring it in half at 4.25. So that's pretty basic. This is, pretty much what we do on any card. So next, this piece, we're going to attach onto it. It is 5.5 by 4.75. And this is for the landscape version of the card. I'm going to put this through to 4.25 and then score. Basically, that's going to give us like a 1/2 inch here that we're going to use to attach to this card base. And mostly I'm doing that because I didn't have 12 by 12 paper, because I'm pretty sure if I had 12 by 12 paper, you could have just done one sheet. Is it 4.5? No, actually, I don't even think you could have. I think you need the 2 pieces. I can't do the math in my head at the moment. I'm trying to read comments and stamp at the same time. It's too much. All right, so now we're going to do some die cutting. So we're going to cut the window out of the middle. I layered on top of this with some of the shimmer texture paper. And if you haven't seen the shimmer texture paper, it's really cool. So it is, as advertised, it's texture and it's shimmery. So it's fun. It adds a little fun element to your projects with really not having to do a lot of extra work. I'm going to cut the rectangle out of both of these. And because they're a little bit too much to cut them both at the same time. So I'm going to show you just a little trick to lining it up. So I'm going to take our die cut machine, going to put that on there, and I'm using the stitched rectangle dies for this. So stitched rectangles, and it is the 3rd largest that I used on this one. Now on all the other ones I used different dies, different sizes, and I'll share all that with you at the end of the video. But for this one, this is the size that I used. And I wanted to use a larger, one of the larger rectangles for this one because the world stamp is such a big stamp. I wanted to get as much of the world on there. I know that I saw New Zealand in there earlier, so excited to see New Zealand on the map, and we didn't want to cut it off. So I wanted to make sure I had a big enough window that all of the countries kind of showed in the in the finished card. All right, so we're going to just line that up in the middle and cut. This is going to be our top panel. And then I'm not ready to attach. Now, first of all, this can be saved for another project. Never throw those little pieces out because they're always good, especially for specialty paper. Okay, so I'm not ready to attach these two together yet. I'm going to do that when we're done, but I do want to line up the rectangle die so that they're both lined up in the right place. So I'm just looking for masking paper or a Post-it note. I think I've got some masking paper here. Just to hold them together while I go. Forgive my tearing there. I just want to have, this is masking paper. It doesn't rip, but it's going to hold this steady right where I want it so that it's going the cuts are going to line up. And I'm going to make sure that we get this in there. I want the die down first. So I'm lining that up exactly in the window. Put that on there so it doesn't move around on us. Okay. Oh, welcome, Lori, first time viewer. Love it. Awesome. And be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already so that you get notified. Go, go, go. Die cut machine. Okay. So now we've cut out, honestly, this is it. That was all there was pretty much to the card. Now it's just assembly. Okay, so I'm just going to peel that off. Again, use that middle scrap for something else. Just peeling them. The beauty of this masking paper is that it doesn't tear. So you can use it for something like this. Okay. So now we've got our window cut out. And really, that's all there is to making this card. So we've already heat embossed our world. We're going to light it up. Light up your world. We've got our 2 panels to the card base. And there's another one around here somewhere that I probably flew through somewhere. Oh my gosh, I just die cut it. Seriously. It's Friday. I shouldn't be thinking like that. Friday should be, you should be on top of things. It's not Monday. All right, so, and these are the words that were pre-cut with the banners from the Stylish Shapes. The textured catalog, Janetta's asking what catalog is that in? It's in the January to June mini catalog. You'll find it there. And yeah, I use Post-it notes sometimes, Susan, and that works well too, but the masking tape was closer than the Post-it note, and so that was for the win. All right, now first thing I'm going to do is assemble the card base, and then we'll put the rest of the pieces on. So I'm just going to move them off to the side just for a tiny beat while we do this. So we've got a card base here, standard size card base, and then we've got our front panel, and I didn't burnish these, which I really should before I put it together because I think that makes a big difference. Okay. So the trick to this, so easy. We're just going to put adhesive here in this little groove, that little 1/2-inch groove, and we're going to attach it to the card base. I'm just using seal adhesive. I might recommend tear tape or Steel Plus or something a little bit stronger, but just in the interest of time and being live, I'm just taking my trusty rusty seal, and we're going to line that up and put it together. Now I know this is black on black, and I know sometimes when you guys are watching, oh, excellent, Lori, love it. She was on the fence. Now she's going to have it. My job here is complete. All right, so I know that when I do black on black, sometimes people are like, I had a hard time seeing what you did there. So I'm just going to do this one more time really quick with some bright colors. So this was the front panel, and this is the base. And then you're just going to put your adhesive right here, and then just line up your card base and attach it. So pretty much it's just an extension of your card base. So it goes like that. Just so that it's a little bit easier to see how that goes together. And now with the black, so it's all one card base pretty much. Now we can do some assembly. All right, so I told you when I did my original, I attached this before I thought of, well, you know, when I put it together, I was like, I'm like, I love it, but no one's ever going to really look at the inside, but I know it's there. And I didn't like seeing where that vellum was attached. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive, and let me just make sure I've cut this to the right side, on the edges of this black. Or maybe, you know what, I'm going to do it on the back of the blue. And then put that, sandwich that in between the two, and then you're not going to see it. Are we cut to the right size there? Yeah, we're good. It's just the right size. Okay. So this is my tip that I've learned since once I start working at stuff, I was like, I had all kinds of ideas. So actually, I think the best way to do this is to put the adhesive on the back of your front frame. So this is the shimmer texture and balmy blue. If you didn't have the shimmer texture, you could certainly use regular balmy blue. You could always improvise. And then I'm just going to line that up on our world. Make sure New Zealand gets in there. And all of our other little countries. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach using the seal. And this is fine with seal adhesive. Maybe when you're doing the card base, I might say to use something a little bit stronger than the regular seal, but for this part, seal is fine. And that's going to line up on the front of our card, and it's going to line up beautifully because we cut them together, right? So that specifically they would line up. So that's the front of our card. So you can see through there. And then we've got the inside of our card. Now I took this is, and you can see it a little bit on here. It's called Into the Clouds. Just because I wanted to add a little something to it, but not go overboard. I just wanted it to have a little special touch rather than just be plain. So I just embossed the background of the Very Vanilla in that. Optional, obviously. The card looks great without it, but it was a little special touch, and I feel like those little special touches are what truly makes the card a wow. So I'm just going to line that up on the inside. Now these two are going to go down with Stampin' Dimensionals, and because I'm working with dark colors, I'm working with a black base, I took the black Stampin' Dimensionals. And this little guy was so tiny, I actually used the minis. The black comes with mini and regular sized dimensionals, which is kind of nice, right? And then we've got our stopper. This one's going to go on the inside, and it's going to hold it up. Oh, you silly. Okay. Sorry, don't mind me while I talk to my projects. Do you guys do that? Do you ever talk to your projects? All right, that's the stopper. So that's going to hold the card up when I put it together. I feel like I did not do a good job burnishing that. And the burnishing is kind of the key to keeping it from popping, like when you have it together, like this fold down here needs a good spanking with the bone folder. And by that, I mean this. Naughty. Okay, there we go. Much better. Now it's going to behave for us. All right, so next up, going to take the Always and put it, now, I don't know if you guys saw my other projects. I will share them in a minute that I did with this stamp. I didn't even put words on the front. I just loved it so much, plain. I just left it. But this time I thought, well, maybe we should put some words on there. So I went ahead and cut some words, and then I'm going to take the elegant faceted gems, and I'm going to use some of those just for little accent pieces, because you got to have the bling bling in there. The bling is, to me, important. You're never fully dressed without a smile, the Annie song. Well, you're never fully, your project's never fully completed without the bling. I feel like I'm going to make up a song now. You're never fully completed without your bling. So put a little bit of that on there, and I'm going to put you down on lower cam here so you can see. We are complete, and then we can put the tea light in there. I wish I could shut the light off so you could see it in the dark. But I've taken pictures so you can see them in the dark, because it really does look super, super cool. So that is the very first card. I made that with the Watercolor World. And so again, I said I had a mini series. In case you guys are new or in case you guys haven't seen this on my blog, you want to go to my blog anyway so you can get the free PDF with the dimensions on how to make it. Was that super easy, right? That was how easy it was to make these. I shared these yesterday. These are Easel Fun Fold cards. And I just like I embossed today, I embossed the world on the front, and I did a little sponging. I have a little short video on how I did sponge the blending brushes to make the background there. Super easy ones. I have the tutorial for that, and then these are my favorite. These right here are these are the ones I posted 2 days ago. So this was the original, and I have a short video showing how to do these as well. So this was the original. I colored with Stampin' Right markers, the Brights collection. So we got bright colors of different countries. And then this one is spritzed with the Stampin' Spritzer and some water. Done exactly the same, just spritzed. And then I thought, well, how fun would this be if we took this little arrow is from the Give It a Whirl die set. How fun would this be if we indicated a little special part on the earth, and then we can, you know, like if somebody was going somewhere, they're going someplace special. And I also made it an easel card, so that was a little something something. Okay, excellent. Lori says she gotta have it now, right? It's so fun. It's so fun. And then I made a triptych, so I made it exactly the same as the original, and then I have the measurements for this. Just cut it so there's 3 panels that match all the way across. Oh, thanks guys. I love it. I love it. I'm glad you guys love it too. So that is my samples with the Watercolor World. But wait, I have so much more to share with you guys. All right, so we're gonna start with the Aspen Tree die. So I took the Aspen Tree die, and let me just set this up for 1 second, because I want to show it to you on the table cam, because I feel like that you can really see it better. So this was the original card folded. I did this portrait style. So the first one I did landscape style, and this one portrait style. And then when we set it up, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, so cool. I love it. Love it, love it. So this one, again, I'll have instructions for all of these extras that I'm sharing with you on my blog over the next couple of weeks. And you want to go to my blog tomorrow, because on new sweepstakes, I'm not saying any more yet, will be dropping, and you don't want to miss out. So definitely hop over to Stamp with Tami tomorrow morning to learn more about that. Okay, so next is the Grassy Grove bundle. And here is the Grassy Grove. This one I did landscape. The Grassy Grove, the die in that set is perfect for this, because it makes its own window. And so you just need to put the vellum behind it. We've got our little tea light inside. And then I love the Pretty Bird stamp set. And if I have not sold you on this yet, so here is the Pretty Bird it was a portrait. So that one with the tea light card, right? So this is, I think this is pretty much where we got cut out. So let's see if I can do this one on the lower camera, if I need to go up higher for it. This is, so we've got our bird cage. This is a theater slider card. I have a video for how to do this on my blog. So this was done with Pretty Birds. Same bundle there. And let's see, I'll do it this way so you guys can see. Boom. Whoops. He's popping out. My internet has been just froggy this week, and I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to call Verizon, I think. They can't be kicking me off when we're doing a class. That's just not fun. Now you have to go back and find me again. Okay, so that's a theater fun fold card, the theater slider. And then this one was a pop and swing with the Pretty Birds. I love the bird cage. So on the front, it looks like this, and then we have and I have a tutorial and a video for how to make this one already on the blog as well. And then we have the new one, and so when we fold that up, that is Pretty Birds. Again, that folds. These fit into regular sized envelopes, but if you're gifting the tea light with them, you're going to want to put them in a bubble wrap. So in case you're catching part 2 for the first time, you're definitely going to want to go back and check out part 1 after this video. But also I have downloadable instructions, and I will have tutorials for the rest of this series coming up over the next week as well. So next on this list is from the Cup of Tea bundle, and then I had some fun with some of the specialty papers with this one. So I used the Perfectly Penciled, the Distressed Gold, and the Layering Vellum, and put that right front and center. Isn't that gorgeous? I colored the designer series paper with Stampin' Blend markers, and this one's a square. It's a square easel card, so just a slightly different fold there. And this was one I had done previously, so I have instructions with this one as well already on the blog. This is a diamond easel fold, so they're both kind of easel folds, but slightly different. Kind of cool. I would love to know after this which one you like the best. If you can narrow it down to one, which one of these tea light cards would it be? All right, so this next one is from the Lighting the Way bundle. Now I had a little series of Lighting the Way cards a couple of weeks ago on my blog, and then actually it was probably even a little bit more than that. And these were actually one of the first cards I made, and I had so much fun. I used the what's the journey paper? Hold on, I gotta peek at it was the oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. The adventure series. I might have it on one of these. Enjoy the Journey. It's got me all flustered. So here we go with tea lights in them, so you can see them light up. These are square, so they fold up square. Great. And then the rest of the series, this one I love so much. I had a little short video on how to make this one last month. So this is part of that Lighting the Way bundle. And then this one, some more of that designer series paper that I used here. I love that night sky, kind of goes with everything. And the distressed gold there. And then this was just another one with the paper and the Enjoy the Journey series collection of products. That die set is part of it as well, and the stamps. So that is the Lighting the Way. Then I was originally thinking I was going to do this for the Stamp It blog hop. It's Easter themed this month. It's at the end of the month. So I was designing originally for that, and then I thought I have something else for that. so the Easter card that I started with, that I was originally gonna do on that, was from the Rejoice in Him stamp set, and that's in the mini catalog, the Stampin' Up January to June mini catalog. So this is that. How beautiful is that, right? And I felt like that was so appropriate. So when I have when I do post these, I'll post also the instructions for this, just another sample using that Rejoice in Him stamp set. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. This one is a slimline card. And then this, I did a whole series on Ready to Ride last month, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I sneaked this card on that video, and I said, check back because I will have another video. Well, now it's finally here. A month later, it's finally here. Because there's just so many things to share. I only have so much time. So this is the Lighting the Way tea light card. Lighting the Way. This is the Ready to Ride tea light card. Lighting up, illuminating your world. And so that is from the Legendary Ride bundle, as part of that sweet paper, and that, if you can see the embossing, the metal plate embossing. And so if you haven't caught that series, you definitely want to on my blog. You can click on the video tab to get it. And I've got how to make this card. This was the floating motorcycle. This was a fun one too. Just floating in space. And this was another easel card. Easel card that I created. Just sharing because I just loved it. I loved it so much. And you can custom make your motorcycles and all that other fun stuff. All right, so next up we have got Lighthouse Point. Lighthouse Point, I combined with some of the By the Bay Designer Series paper, which I feel like that Designer Series paper kind of goes with just about every theme that we have with, you know, all of the sea themes. So I had some fun with this one. And then, so this was the By the Bay Designer Series paper that I used on this one. This was the pattern that I used because it's my favorite and I feel like it goes with a lot. So this is fun paper, but I do have a lot of other samples that I created with that. This one, oh, love this one, On the Ocean. Pop up. What? Yep. So I got instructions for that on the video too, on my blog. And then there's another Pop and Swing and a Slimline card, all made from the same paper. They could all be coordinating. This one also used the lighthouses as well. So I will have instructions for all of the rest of these Illuminated Tea Light series cards. I am so sorry for the technical difficulties today. I'm so glad if you found me on part 2. Yay, thank you. I'll try to put the 2 of these together and repost it in case you got lost or missed 1 or 2. And I'll also link them together so that if you're watching part 2 first, you want to go back to part 1 so you can get the instructions. I'll combine so that you can get all of you on part 1 and part 2 can be entered to win the drawing for the Irresistible Blooms bundle. And if you love everything you see, you want to check out my VIP online club because I'm giving away a free Take Your Pick tool when you join. And you get free classes from me every month that are exclusive that you will not see here on my YouTube or Facebook channel. They're exclusive for VIP and all kinds of other bonuses. You get discounts on my kit and so much more. You can get that info at stampwithtami.com. And today's the very last day to subscribe to the March Paper Pumpkin Kit. So don't forget that either. All right. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me today. I appreciate you guys spending this Friday with me. I had a lot of fun stamping, even if technology was not on our side. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, or if you're watching the replay, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And I will be off next week because I'm going to the Stampin' Up! Home office for a special celebration that I'll share more about tomorrow. Stay tuned. It'll be on my stampwithtami.com blog, and I will see you there. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me.